The Arecibo reply, the most terrifying crop circle. Every year, like clockwork, they appear. Silent crop circles. To some, they are the ultimate proof of extraterrestrial visitation. To others, they are the world's most elaborate prank, a symphony of birds, ropes, and bird farmers. But among the thousands of patterns etched into the Earth's crust over the last 50 years, there is one that stands apart. One that cannot be explained away by two guys with a plank of wood. Because this specific formation didn't just look like art. It looked like a technical manual. It was a mirror image of a message we sent into the deep reaches of space decades earlier. Tonight, we explore the Chilbolton Incident. If this was a hoax, it was a masterpiece of astrophysics. If it was real, then humanity has officially received its first reply. And the people on the other end of the line are not like us. To understand the answer, we have to understand the question. In 1974, humanity decided to introduce itself to the universe. Using the massive Arecibo radio telescope in Puerto Rico, legendary astronomers Frank Drake and Carl Sagan beamed a powerful radio signal toward the M13 star cluster, 25,000 light-years away. This wasn't a hello. It was a biological and mathematical ID card. The message was a grid of 1,679 bits of information. Why that number? Because it is a semi-prime, the product of two prime numbers, 23 and 73. Any intelligent species would recognize this and arrange the bits into a grid. When you did, a picture emerged. It contained our counting system, 1 through 10. Our chemistry, the atomic numbers for the elements that build life, hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, and phosphorus. Our blueprints, the chemical formulas for the sugars and bases in our DNA, and a graphic of the double helix. Our identity. A stick figure representation of a human, our average height, and the human population of Earth in 1974, about 4 billion. Our address, a map of our solar system, showing the Sun and 9 planets, with the third planet, Earth, shifted upward toward the human figure. We sent it out, expecting a response in, perhaps, 50,000 years. We didn't expect the response to show up in a field in Hampshire, England, just 27 years later. August 14, 2001. Just a stone's throw from the high-security Chilbolton Radio Observatory, a strange shadow appeared in the wheat. At first, it looked like a blood mess. But from the air, the mess became a face. A humanoid face, rendered with a half-toning technique, the same way photos are printed in newspapers. It was 3D, haunting, and stared straight up at the satellites. But the real shocker came 3 days later, on August 21st. Right next to the face, a long, rectangular formation appeared. When researchers looked at the aerial photographs, their blood ran cold. It was the Arecibo message. The exact same grid, the exact same layout. But the data had been changed. Someone, or something, had taken our ID card, crossed out our information, and wrote in their own. Let's look at the corrections they made to our message. This is where it gets chilling. The chemistry, in our message, the building blocks of life were based on carbon. In the Chilbolton reply, the grid was identical, but they added a specific element, silicon. This suggests a biochemistry that is partially silicon-based. A theory long discussed by astrobiologists but never seen in nature. The DNA, where we have a double helix, their diagram showed a triple helix. This implies a vastly more complex genetic structure. The human stick figure was replaced. The new figure had a much larger, bulbous head and a shorter, thinner body. It stood about 3.3 feet tall. It was the classic grey alien. The population on their ID card was roughly 12.7 billion. The map, in their solar system map, the third, fourth, and fifth planets were highlighted. Most interestingly, the fourth planet, their equivalent of Mars, featured a symbol indicating it had multiple inhabited moons. The transmitter, at the bottom of our message, we showed the Arecibo dish. At the bottom of their message, a strange, fractal-like flower pattern. Here is the kicker, that exact fractal pattern had appeared as a crop circle in that same field exactly 1 year earlier, in 2000. It was as if they were saying, this is the device we use to communicate. But the story doesn't end with a simple ID card. 1 year later, in 2002, the conversation took a dark, prophetic turn. Exactly 1 year after the Arecibo reply, a new formation appeared in a field near Winchester. It featured a massive, detailed, great alien face, but this time, he was holding a circular disc, almost like a DVD or a CD. The disc contained a message encoded in 8-bit binary code, the same language computers use. When researchers decoded the 1,368 digits, it translated into a chilling message in English. Beware the bearers of false gifts and their broken promises. Much pain but still time. Believe. There is good out there. We oppose deception. Conduit closing. It was a warning. Was this a message from a friendly race warning us about another? Or was it a cryptic sign that our invitation to the stars had been intercepted by the wrong hands? The great deception or the great truth? How do we explain this? The skeptics say it was an elaborate hoax by local artists. But there are problems. The stalks weren't broken, they were bent at the nodes via localized heating, a process that happens in seconds, not hours. There were no footprints, no tracks. And the complexity of the half-tone face would require a computer-guided laser to map out in total darkness. If it was a hoax, why use such high-level science? Why silicon? Why the triple helix? Some believe it was a black-up by a government agency using satellite-mounted masers, microwave amplification by stimulated emission of radiation, to burn patterns into the field as a test of precision. But the most haunting theory is the simplest: the message was received. M13 is too far away, which means someone much closer, perhaps in our own backyard, intercepted our radio call and decided to say hello in a way we couldn't ignore. The Chilbolton message remains one of the most significant anomalies in history. If it was a prank, it was the most brilliant one ever played on the human race. If it was real, then we know 4 things: they are silicon-based, they are small, they are billions in number, and they are already here. The message ended with a warning in a later formation: believe. There is good out there. But in a universe this vast, good is a relative term. This is Mysteries from the Orb. What do you believe? Was Chilbolton a message from the stars, or a mirror held up by ourselves? Leave your theories in the comments, I read every single one. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay in the loop. Until next time, keep your eyes on the fields, and your heart on the stars.